Okay, so we're in Matthew 21, and this is the fourth major section of Matthew's Gospel. And Jesus officially enters Jerusalem. He cleanses the temple, curses the fig tree, and when he's challenged by the chief priests and elders, he condemns them by parables of the two sons and the householder whose servants kill his son. So our Lord's entry into Jerusalem took place just as the greatest of Israel's national festivals was going on, the Passover. And that's what corresponds with our Easter. We're getting very close. And so Jesus is going to reveal the sins of Israel and explain why the religious leaders rejected him and his message. So this is like the climax of the life of the Messiah. And it also fulfilled Old Testament prophecies. Now, his choice of the donkey was deliberate. Prophecy had foretold that the Messiah would enter Jerusalem this way, Zechariah 9:9. So in the East, a donkey was a fine animal. It is a fine animal. And it often had a rich saddle and accoutrements. However, great men that rode upon donkeys, whereas a horse was preserved for war, so they rode donkeys. Proverbs 21:31. So the donkey was used for peaceful events. And when Zechariah prophesied that Jesus would come riding upon a donkey, it was because he's the King of Peace. And Jesus came to the temple as a peaceable king on a donkey colt's back. Now, Matthew is noting here that a second donkey, the colt's mother, was there. Jesus didn't ride her, and she's really not essential to the story, but she does provide a detail of fact. Her calming presence explains the handling of the unbroken colt that Jesus rode. And there was no saddle because that colt hadn't been broken yet. So the donkey's a lowly beast, and no king since Solomon had ridden on one officially. But in verse 3, Jesus told the disciples to go and fetch the donkey and her colt. And just to say that the Lord needs them. If anyone says anything to you, just say that and he will send them immediately. Jesus knew the disciples would ask why they were taking the colt. And donkeys and colts were valuable. And this could be compared to borrowing someone's car. And so Jesus told them to explain that they would return them. Now, it's possible that the man with the colt was probably a person that Jesus knew previously or had known or been in contact with. So Jesus knew that everything this man had possessed was available to him to use whenever he needed it. Now, this man had only to be told, it's for the Lord, he needs it. And permission would be given to the disciples to take what they required. Does the Lord know you this way?